Yeah, it's a kid in there, and there's the one over here. The lady, she just grabbed her.
Okay, hold on.
Any 700 units on the air?
Have you been using drugs?
No.
Okay, then how do you hit a car, you're stopped in the middle of the road. Okay.
Please.
Go, listen,
Please.
go ahead and put your hands behind your
No.
back. Put your
No.
hands.
No.
You're gonna put your hands behind your back like you're praying.
No. I'm not praying. I'm not.
Es la tarde del 11 de septiembre de 2025. En un cruce residencial, una colisión de varios vehículos acaba de ocurrir. Dentro de uno de los autos hay una niña. Este metraje obtenido de una cámara corporal Axon muestra los primeros minutos de la investigación y una decisión tomada minutos después que cambiaría el número de cargos sobre la mesa. El oficial reconstruye la escena con ambos conductores. La versión inicial de la conductora es fragmentada. Primero dice que no ha bebido, luego minimiza el hecho de estar detenida en plena vía. Bajo el estrés agudo de un choque reciente, esta clase de inconsistencia es común al cerebro. Prioriza la amenaza inmediata, no la precisión narrativa. Legalmente, sin embargo, cada inconsistencia se convierte en parte del expediente. Mientras tanto, la madre de la menor llega a la escena. Su testimonio confirma un dato central. Había un menor de edad en el vehículo durante el impacto. Ese solo hecho, combinado con la sospecha de intoxicación, es la base típica del cargo de poner en peligro a un menor en la mayoría de los códigos penales estatales.
You need EMS?
I think so.
You're in the black car?
No. He's in the black car. I jammed her key so she couldn't get out. She was trying to drive away.
Are you a witness?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you been drinking?
No.
I jammed her key so she couldn't get out. She was trying to drive away. Yeah.
All right, go ahead and step out of the vehicle.
She had the other people over there. She ran out. Yeah, it's a kid in there, and there's the one over here. The lady, she just grabbed her.
Okay, hold on. All right, we're gonna go over here. Okay, hold on. Where did the other kids go?
There's one right here, and the other one right here. I just jumped in the car, and because she was trying to drive away, I just jammed the key so she couldn't drive. She couldn't move the car.
You're the other driver?
I'm this car.
Okay. Who else is in the car?
Just me.
Just you? Can I have your ID and then your insurance information?
Any 700 units on the air?
Have you been using drugs?
No.
Okay, then how do you hit a car, you're stopped in the middle of the road. Okay. So,
Why are you stopping in the middle of the road like this?
I'm not stopping in the middle of the road. I'm just trying
Okay.
to get home.
well, that's not happening right now. So, would you be willing to perform some standard field sobriety tests?
Sure.
All right. And then I can kind of see what happened, but just in your own words.
We were parked. The light was red, and we were all back here. And I'm sitting there, and I look in my rearview mirror, and I'm like, no way that person's stopping. And she saw it, and I think hit the brakes. I'm not sure. Like I heard a squeal tire, but the impact was, as you can see, the impact was pretty significant.
Yeah. We're gonna go over to the sidewalk.
All right.
I have no idea what I'm doing. You can help me. Here, so you.
Yep.
What's going on right now?
We're going over here.
What's wrong with car 9?
Up to the sidewalk.
All right.
You alright?
Any 700 units
You have any pain or anything? No. Just scared a little bit? It's alright.
Do you have your sheet? Do you have your sheet? Yeah, get
I
it.
don't know with all this going on. What the f*** is that?
Well, you hit a car. That's what happened. Remember when I asked you what happened? Hit the car?
I did not hit a car.
Oh, that's what happened. Can we get the kid to go elsewhere, please? Can someone?
She's right in front of my car, my house.
Where do you live at?
Right here.
Okay.
9981
So which?
Bloomfield Avenue.
Okay, we're on Frank Boulevard.
Right in front of Bloomfield Avenue.
What's your phone number?
My phone number?
Yeah.
Sure. My phone number is... What? Oh my god, this is fucking...
Hello, did y'all see what happened?
My daughter, she was in the car with my neighbors.
Okay.
My daughter wasn't supposed to get in the car with her. I had to go pick my son up for soccer practice, and she offered for my daughter to come over and eat dinner with them, and I said it was fine, but her daughter supposed to have soccer, and I said my daughter can't go to soccer with her because she's on punishment. She can go for dinner, but make sure she just come back home. And she called me screaming, talk about she was driving crazy, wouldn't let her out the car, they got into an accident and stuff like that, until I hear the tussling, they trying to get her not to pull off or whatever, but she was trying to pull off until she seen her.
But before you start, he's going to ask some questions, okay?
Okay. Do you have any injuries with your eyes at all? Anything that makes them like nystagmus or anything like that?
No.
No? Do you wear any contacts, like hard contacts? Okay. So all I need you to do at this time is keep your eyes on here, and with your eyes and your eyes only, follow it.
I don't even know what's going on.
Well, we got the kids, which is perfect, right?
Yeah.
Does she need EMS or anything like that?
Yeah, she said she ran into the man in the back of his car. She tried to run off, and he followed her on the side. And then I seen the baby, so I just pulled to the side. So apparently, and she rear-ended.
Yeah, she with the other vehicle. Yeah.
So in that process.
So she hit 2 cars in the process.
Yeah. So.
Where's the other car at?
The gray car.
Okay.
Do you need a tow for your car?
No, but I think I can't get that thing off. But other than that,
You can't get it off? Where do you live at?
Just Bath Crest, which is about 7 minutes from here.
Good.
32 for a female, 103 years old, possibly
Oh, look at that. Oh, see, you finessed it. That was what we needed. He finessed it. We were over there pulling, he just finessed it. No, we got it on. We loosened it, exactly.
All right, so this is going to be very similar to that test, but this time with your eyes and your eyes only, I need you to follow this pin up. Don't move your head at all, okay? And can you go down a little bit like this? A little bit less, a little bit up.
Just so your head's level.
Okay.
Just follow the pen with your eyes.
So.
And I feel bad. I mean, the poor kids and everything.
Yeah, that was my daughter. So I was hearing the yelling. She calling me, trying to say, "Come get me, come
that
get
was
me."
your daughter.
Yeah, she's like, "Come get me, mom, come get me." I'm like, "Where is you around? What do you see?"
These are her kids?
No, one is her daughter. My daughter played with her daughter.
Oh, sheesh.
So she came over before I left to get the other kids from school. She asked, was it okay for my daughter to come to eat dinner with them? And I said, that's fine, but she's on punishment because she said something about her daughter got soccer practice at 6. I said, but she can't go to soccer practice. So if you could just send her back across the street, they stay across the street from you.
Yeah.
So then my daughter...
Do you have her daughter too in the car?
No, her daughter not with me.
Okay.
Her daughter...
Okay. But you had your own daughter.
My
That was
daughter,
it.
This lady stopped.
And your daughter was in the car, correct?
Yeah, my daughter was
Did
in the
anyone
car.
get your daughter's information?
All right, so this next test is going to be the walk and turn test. So I'm going to demonstrate.
Hold on, before that, do you have any physical limitations that are going to prevent you from performing this test?
No.
Okay.
Cool.
I don't understand. Can you explain to me?
Go through all the instructions first and demonstrate.
Okay. So.
Explain.
That's what he's doing right now.
Yeah, but for the test, I need you to assume the position while I give you the instructions. That's a part of the test. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay. So as I do, I need you to assume this position. Take your left foot, put it out forward. Imagine a line right there. Now with your right foot, place it in front of your left foot like this. Keep both arms side to side and just maintain that position while going. So from this position, you're going to take 9 heel-to-toe steps with your heels touching your toe with each step. Okay, do you understand the instructions I have given to you?
Yes.
Okay, you can begin.
So your feet should still be like this. Yeah. Left foot forward. You can begin.
I don't understand.
You don't understand the instructions?
Okay, he'll go through them one more time.
Okay.
So he needs you to stay like this, left foot forward, right foot behind, stay this. He's gonna stay like that. He's with your hands by your side. He's going to go over the instructions one more time, and then you're not going to start until he says begin, okay?
Right.
Was your kid involved in the accident?
So it's not my kid. The baby was running.
Okay.
And she was saying coke. So I pulled over and I said, give me a car.
You saw it?
I didn't
Can I have
see
you fill out a witness statement?
Yeah,
Would you be
only
okay with
thing I
that?
saw. Yeah, only thing I saw was the baby running.
Okay.
Okay, can you do that, please? Okay, I don't think it would be safe to continue the test if she's falling.
She can try. It's fine.
All right, can you assume that position? So with
And if you need to, you can take off your flip flops. Would that be better? Or you want to keep them on?
Yeah, we're 23 and you can cancel.
You want to keep your shoes on?
Sure.
Or you can take them off. Whatever you think is going to help you do this test better.
I'm trying to understand the text.
Okay, so he went through it a second time and you still don't understand it?
I'm trying to understand to keep the test planted with my flip-flops on.
Okay, but he's gone over what you need to do and you still don't understand?
I'm trying to understand.
Go over the one.
Okay. So for this final test, it's going to be the one-leg stand test. So,
can you just please, can you guys treat it please, can you guys treat it please, can you guys treat it please.
What?
Can you please treat it please, please treat it please,
You don't want to do the test anymore?
No, can you please treat it please?
I have no idea what you're saying.
Please treat it please, man. Please treat it please, man. Please treat it please, man.
I'll release you.
No, please treat it please, man.
El oficial inicia las pruebas estandarizadas de sobriedad de campo. Son voluntarias en la mayoría de los estados negarse. No es por sí mismo un delito, pero aquí la conductora acepta. Lo que sigue es un patrón reconocible bajo estrés sostenido. Pide que le repitan las instrucciones, dice no entender después de una segunda explicación. Esto no prueba nada por sí solo, es un mecanismo general de sobrecarga cognitiva bajo presión y así se registra en el protocolo como un indicador más, no como una conclusión. El oficial suspende la prueba. La decisión de pasar a la fase de arresto se toma aquí, no antes. Este es el punto de inflexión del hilo conductor de este caso. Hasta aquí todo lo ocurrido pertenece a la investigación del choque y del posible DUI. Lo que pasa en los próximos minutos genera un cargo completamente distinto.
Okay. Listen. Go ahead and put your hands behind your back. Put your hands.
No.
You're gonna put your hands behind your back like you're praying.
No, I'm not praying. I'm not. God damn. I'm not.
All right. We're just gonna put her in your car for now, okay? I'll take a step down.
I see that.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not drunk. Thank you. I'm
okay.
not f***ing invalid.
Okay. Separate your feet for me.
Yes.
Face the cruiser.
Yes.
Separate your feet. Do you have anything on you that's gonna
No! I'm not a f***ing drunk or an invalid. Thank you. I'm trying to f***ing cooperate with you.
Okay. So nothing on you?
No!
Okay.
You people are not cooperating with me at all. This is how you want to. Whatever. This is how you guys want to do this, okay? Whatever. Whatever, okay, fine.
Okay.
This is how this is going to go. This is up.
Let's get you over there. Take a seat.
This is so
Oh, okay. So you vomited, huh? Sit in the car. Sit in the car. Put your feet in.
Hi.
I gotta put your seatbelt on.
Go ahead.
20 miles is spot.
You alright?
Come on!
What?
Open!
We're not. Stop. 28.
28.
Hey!
On station, ending
Hey!
mileage 9.6 for one female passenger.
Hey!
Stop.
No! Wait!
Stop kicking the door.
You are not doing that! Hey!
Put it in a wrap.
Yeah. Get over here.
Hey! What's going on? No! What's going on? Hey! No! Hey!
Step out.
What's going on?
Step
No!
out.
What's going on? I don't have my shoes on. What's going on?
Shoes right now.
What's going on? Hey! What's going on? I don't have my shoes on. What's going on?
Step out of the car.
What's going on?
Let's come over here.
What is this? What is this place?
This is a
Police station.
What is this place?
Yeah. It's a police station. I need you to stop fighting, okay?
I'm not fighting anyone.
Okay. Just stop.
I'm not fighting
Don't bang your
anyone.
head. Don't do any of that. Stop. Okay?
I'm not fighting anyone.
Okay.
Yes, you do need permission.
No, you got into an accident with a child in the car, and now you're...
I do need permission. I have no permission.
All right.
Grab her other shoe once you get her up here.
Oh, yeah. Here, just stay here up the top. We're gonna do yours.
Do you have her driver's license? I got her
Smile,
license number.
smile.
I wrote down all her stuff. I don't think we have it.
All right, keep your hand on top of your head, please.
Woo! Woo! Hey.
Hey,
Don't touch
listen,
it. Did I escape?
listen.
Hey.
Now you just get assaulted on a police officer for doing that
No.
dumb shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I escape?
Grow the hell up.
No.
We're not
Did
gonna
I
play these
escape?
child-ass games.
No. Did I
Once you get those
escape?
gloves off.
Shut
We're
up.
just gonna bump it up.
Shut the
Keep
f up.
acting like a child.
No. Shut the f up. Did I escape?
No, you didn't escape, obviously. You're in handcuffs to a bench.
Yeah. I am escaped.
Yeah.
It's gonna have you sit down back here, okay?
No.
You're gonna have to.
No.
We're gonna have to force you into it.
No.
Okay. I'm telling you right now, if you don't do that, we're going to force you in the vehicle. You understand?
No.
Okay. Okay. Do you want to do it like
No.
this?
No. I'm not getting in.
You are.
No, I'm not.
Switch me sides.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not getting in.
We'll push that side in. So that way she can sit down. Hey, focus on the upper, I'll get her lower. Get in the car. Jump.
Watch out for her foot.
Yep. Come on. Sit up. Be an adult. You've already made enough mistakes today.
I'm a f***ing adult.
Act like it.
I have kids.
Fucking quit. Alright. Go ahead and get the seatbelt. Go ahead and look wet. Alright. Here.
11.
Hold her in there for a second so I get this door. Alright, watch out.
La conductora se resiste física y verbalmente a ser esposada y trasladada. Medido frente al estándar de Graham contra Connor de 1989, la razonabilidad de la fuerza policial se evalúa por la amenaza percibida y en particular por la resistencia activa del sujeto, exactamente lo que muestra este tramo del metraje. La fuerza aplicada aquí es de contención, no de impacto. No se identifica medida frente a ese estándar, una conducta que supere el umbral razonable. Minutos después, la conductora es trasladada a la estación. El forcejeo no cambia la investigación original del choque, la corre en paralelo como un asunto legal aparte. El patrón de resistencia continúa dentro de la estación. Es común que tras un pico de forcejeo sigan nuevos picos de estrés ante entorno desconocido. No es un dato sobre el carácter de la persona, es un mecanismo general de respuesta al estrés sostenido. Al cierre del contacto, la conductora fue arrestada y acusada de manejar bajo la influencia, poner en peligro a un menor y asalto a un oficial de policía. Volvamos sobre la secuencia completa con una lectura conductual. Fase 1. El impacto agudo del choque estrecha la atención hacia la amenaza más cercana al otro conductor, no el oficial. Fase 2. Bajo estrés sostenido, seguir instrucciones secuenciales se vuelve más difícil. Así, sin que eso equivalga a una conclusión sobre intoxicación. Fase 3. La decisiva. El cuerpo, bajo amenaza percibida, Elige entre someterse o resistir. Aquí se resistió. Esa fue la fase que generó el segundo cargo. La ley que rige casi todo lo mostrado en los últimos minutos es un solo caso Graham contra Connor de 1989. La Corte Suprema estableció que la fuerza policial se mide por su razonabilidad en el momento, no en retrospectiva, considerando la gravedad del delito, la amenaza inmediata y la resistencia activa del sujeto. Es el mismo estándar aplicado ancla por ancla en la parte 3 de este análisis. Analicemos las decisiones, no a las personas. En el minuto 1, la conductora minimizó el choque ante el oficial. Eso no cambió la investigación, pero sí reforzó la sospecha ya existente. En el minuto 10, eligió resistirse físicamente. Medido frente a Graham contra Connor, esa fue la decisión que abrió un cargo independiente. Si en cambio hubiera protestado solo verbalmente, el resultado probable habría sido el mismo proceso de Dewey sin el tercer cargo. El sujeto de este caso es ciudadano estadounidense. Pero supongamos que la misma situación le ocurriera a alguien que no es ciudadano. El panorama legal cambia de maneras que conviene entender. Primero, el derecho a guardar silencio y a un abogado. Aplica a cualquier persona presente en Estados Unidos, sea o no ciudadana. Aunque esto no aplica igual en la frontera o en los puertos de entrada donde rigen reglas distintas. Segundo, para una persona no ciudadana, un cargo como los que viste aquí puede tener consecuencias migratorias además de la penal. Incluso un arresto o un cargo pendiente pueden importar. Así que nunca conviene dar un nombre falso ni documentos falsos. Eso puede sumar un delito aparte y consecuencias migratorias propias. Tercero, si es detenida, tiene derecho bajo la Convención de Viena a que se notifique a su consulado. Para audiencia mexicana eso significa el Consulado de México, que puede ayudar a gestionar representación legal. Ese derecho existe por tratado entre países. Los tribunales de Estados Unidos hoy están divididos sobre si genera por sí solo un remedio judicial garantizado. Esta es información general, no asesoría legal. Las consecuencias migratorias de cualquier cargo son complejas y cambian con frecuencia. Solo un abogado de inmigración con licencia puede asesorar sobre una situación individual. Gracias por ver este análisis hasta el final. Cuéntanos en los comentarios qué decisión te pareció la más determinante en este caso. Dale like y suscríbete si quieres más análisis legal y conductual basado en evidencia real.